Howdy folks, I'm lackadaisical, large orange sulfur, languidly lazing in leprechaun lodges.
I'm Amber.
And here are more leprechaun lodges for us to laze about in. It's very nice. They're very cozy. They're tiny and cramped. Don't ask me how I know. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Telling My Girlfriend That Her $5,000 Bracelet is Fake? My girlfriend, a 21-year-old female, often wears a bracelet that's a knockoff of a pretty famous bracelet that's about $5,000. I knew that it was fake because some of the details were off. And also, my girlfriend comes from a more middle-class background and likely wouldn't have had the money to spend on something like a $5,000 bracelet, especially since she's paying for college herself. So I assumed that she knew that it was fake. And since I come from a more privileged background, I decided why not give her a real bracelet as a birthday present. So she clearly loves the design, and I did. And when she opened the present, she was confused and asked why I got her a copy of the bracelet that she already had. I explained that some of the details led me to believe that it was a fake, and I thought that she knew it as well. She denied that it was fake and said that she bought it secondhand for a few $1,000s, and that she didn't believe that it was fake. I encouraged her to take it to a store or post photos online to an enthusiast group to ask if it was fake, or even just take it to a jeweler to see if it was real gold. She did the latter two and discovered that it was in fact fake. However, now she is angry at me for telling her and giving her the knowledge that she wasted thousands of dollars instead of letting her live in blissful ignorance. I feel like it was unreasonable to blame me. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
I mean, what exactly did you want to accomplish here, OP? Like, I really need to know more about OP's motives. Like, he could just be, like, ridiculously clueless, but it also feels kind of like he wants to rub his money in her face and, like, well, I know you can't afford this, but, so I got it for you.
Yeah, for me, I do want to know his motives as well. I mean, I think that this could just range from a simple misunderstanding to full on being like, I'm going to show you how, wealthy and stuff like that I am, right? It depends. It really depends. I think that it's the thought that counts. And I think that he kind of missed the mark here because it was a bracelet that she really loved, and he never took the time to figure out if she knew if it was fake or not. He made a lot of assumptions here, right? And I think that that's where probably his biggest fault is that he made the assumption that she would know whether it was real or fake or whatnot. And I don't know, like, I just think that he could have had this as a really good gift if he had spent some time to figure out what exactly she wanted, right?
Well, like, why not get her a necklace that complements it or something? Like, I just really have a hard time here trying to figure out even what exactly why he thought that she would want. Like, I understand, oh, well, she likes this, so she was gonna like the other thing, but, like, it's kind of like if your partner really likes a particular thing, why would you buy them this other version of it? Like, I don't know. It just seems a little off to me.
Well, the thing is, like, if she had been lamenting about how she wishes that she could get the real one someday or something like that, and, then that would be one thing. And that's what I mean, like, it's a thought that kind of counts, is that you really need to tailor your gift towards the individual receiving the gift. And she was confused because she didn't know that it was fake. And so not only is she getting the surprise, first, she's wondering why she even got the gift in the first place. But then also OP drops this bomb on her that, oh, now her bracelet's fake. And so I think it was just a lot to take in all at once, right? And I mean, that's why you really just need to understand who your audience when you're buying a gift, right? Inherently, I have a hard time blaming OP for this situation. I do think that he could have done a little more due diligence here and avoided this whole misunderstanding. I think that it could have been a really thoughtful, sweet gift, but I think this could also come across as, essentially unthoughtful or thoughtless because she already had the bracelet and she didn't, it just comes maybe like he was trying to show her up or something like that, because in that moment when she gets that bracelet, she's going to wonder why he got it, and the only thing that she'll probably, really think at that very second is he's trying to show me up, or like, what is he doing here, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully he can try to take a good lesson away from this in the future and just kind of, know your audience a little better when you get them presents. That's really all I can say. I can't really blame him. I don't think that he's like, having a little bit of a attitude here isn't necessarily grounds for calling him a jerk or not. I mean, but I think he could have done a little better in this situation. That's all. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, but let's see what the Wheel of Judgment has to say. Wheel of Judgment, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the judgment that OP's earned. Oops, all jerks. Well, I mean, she was being a little ungrateful for the bracelet, right? I mean, after she found out about it, I mean, maybe you could make that argument, and I think that's where the wheel is going.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with the wheel here.
I'm going to say possibly no jerks and disagree with the wheel. And third try as a charm says she was perfectly happy with the bracelet that she had. I feel like replacing it was an odd move. And otherwise Shallot 51 says, hey, that's a pretty decent imitation of X bracelet. Where'd you get it at? That is a decent way to open up the conversation without implying that she's a poor, dumb person. Hey, here's an authentic X bracelet, which you clearly want, but are too poor to get. What? You think that the bracelet is real? Nope. Everyone can tell that it's a fake. Why can't you? It's like the worst way to give a gift and tell someone that their jewelry is fake. You're not the jerk for the idea of the gift. You're the jerk for the terrible and elitist way that you thought of and treated your girlfriend. I mean, I think there's a lot of merit to that comment right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I was trying to get at earlier when I said that he should have sat down with her and tried to understand if she knew if the bracelet was fake or not. Because if he had sat down with her and had a conversation with her where she was like, oh no, my bracelet's fake. Mm-hmm. And then later on, he gets her the real bracelet. She probably would have actually been really happy about it in that moment. I just think it's the way he kind of presented the whole thing, that really kind of turned her off to the gift.
Mm-hmm. Well, because it just is very insulting and makes her feel like she said, wasted money and he knows so much more about this and can tell what's real and what isn't.
Mm-hmm. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Letting My Boyfriend Borrow My Car Because I Don't Trust His Driving? I'm a 21-year-old female and I've had my car since I was 18. I bought it myself, I pay the insurance, and I keep it clean, so I'm protective of it. My boyfriend, a 23-year-old male, doesn't have a car right now because his broke down a couple of months ago. He's been asking to borrow mine to run a few errands or go for a quick drive. The problem is that I've ridden with him enough to know that he isn't a safe driver. He speeds, he checks his phone, and he's had 2 minor accidents in the past year. I told him that I wasn't comfortable with letting him take it without me, and he got annoyed and said that I don't trust him and it's just a car. I said it's my car and my insurance, and if something happened, I would be the one dealing with it. Now he's being cold with me and makes jokes to our friends that I treat him like a child. A few friends say that I'm being overprotective and should let him use it. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, absolutely not the jerk. And those friends can lend him their cars if they want, but you're making a very smart move. It sounds like he is not responsible in his whole, it's just a car. Like, come on. It's not just a car. It is, first of all, there's the financial aspect. Like, yeah, if he crashes it, you're out of car, and you're also the one who's on the insurance, so you could be have your insurance rates hiked. Mm-hmm. And then there's the potential for loss of life in accidents. Like, this is a very serious thing, and it seems like he doesn't understand how serious driving is, and you shouldn't have someone who doesn't understand the seriousness of driving behind the wheel.
Yeah, I mean, I think that OP, it's their property, and telling someone that you can't use your property isn't treating them like a child. Mm-hmm. It's being protective of your property, right? And I think that that's really what the key is here. He's trying to guilt OP into letting them use the car, and he's doing that through these jokes and jabs and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. And so this isn't really a healthy way of resolving this disagreement, right? He should just take no for an answer and say, oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess you do have a point. I mean, I'm not necessarily the best driver, right? But he doesn't take any ownership whatsoever, and he just kind of expects OP to eventually cave. It's kind of how I read this. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Toots NYC says, "Thou shalt not covet thy girlfriend's car." He says that I don't trust him. And did you say correct? And point out why you don't. Surely he knows that he's had 2 accidents recently. And OP replies, "I didn't actually. Maybe I should have." I mean, I don't know. I don't think that OP was wrong for not pointing it out. He surely knows that he's been in 2 accidents in the last year, right?
Yeah, well, in his whole, it's just a car, I think tells you everything.
Well, I think that's a good point, right? With him being like, it's just a car, shows that he's not going to respect OP's vehicle either, right? And Cartman's twin brother says, "I had a floor mate in college try the same tactic. Called me selfish because I wouldn't share my car. They didn't pay for my insurance or my car. Didn't even want to pay for gas money. I even offered to drive them myself, and they still got mad at me. So I told them just to go away." And OP replies, "Yeah, that sounds like the same type of situation." And Sunshine Palace says, "Absolutely not the jerk. Don't let his guilt-tripping, emotional manipulation get to you." And OP replies, "Do you think that's what he's doing?" And I mean, I would agree. I would say that yes, this is exactly what he's doing. He is trying to emotionally manipulate OP. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, "Am I a jerk for refusing to let my future sister-in-law wear my late grandmother's ring just for photos and canceling our engagement party after it went missing? Throwaway and on mobile. I'm a 27-year-old female, and I got engaged to Mark, a 28-year-old male. My grandma passed away last year and left me her sapphire engagement ring with a short letter. Wear this only if you're choosing someone who protects what matters. It means a lot to me." Well, Mark's sister, Kayla, a 24-year-old female, does fashion content. At dinner last week, she asked to wear my ring for a quick bridal shoot, since her ring reads a little chunky on camera. I said no, it's sentimental, uninsured, and not sized for her. Well, 2 days later, we're at my mother-in-law's house, setting up for a small engagement party. I went to the guest room, where I left my jewelry travel case inside of a zipped tote. Case was open, ring was gone. Group chat pings, and Kayla sends me a boomerang of her hand with my ring. Caption, "I couldn't resist, it's perfect." I told her to bring the ring back now, and she replied that she had just ran off to her nail appointment, and the ring was with the stylist for content. I said that there was no permission, bring it back. Mark told me to breathe, and that it's quote-unquote staying in the family. I grabbed my keys, and Kayla finally sent the salon address after I said I would file a report. Stylist handed it over in a tissue. One prong looked a little bent, and there's a small chip on the side of the stone that I don't remember seeing. I cried in the car, went straight to the bank, rented a safe deposit box, and put the ring away. I texted the family that the party was canceled, that I wasn't hosting photos with people who took my stuff while I was in the same house. Now it's a storm. My mother-in-law says that I humiliated Kayla over a mix-up. Kayla posted a story about gatekeeping Joy. Mark says that I overreacted and that we can fix a prong. And he's at his mom's cooling off. I told him that the issue isn't the prong, it's trust. He wants me to apologize and reschedule when I'm calmer. I said that I'll reschedule when the ring repairs are paid for. Kayla posts a public correction and Mark backs me on the boundaries. He says that I'm turning a happy moment into drama. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk, and I would seriously reconsider marrying Mark based on his reaction here. She stole your ring. It didn't matter if she was planning on giving it back. She stole your ring. She knew she didn't have permission. There was no mistake or mix-up or whatever mother-in-law said here. She just took it and flaunted it. And that's just despicable behavior.
Yeah, I mean, I want to point out this quote that OP wrote from the grandmother. Wear this only if you're choosing someone who protects what matters. Is Mark protecting what matters here?
No, he's protecting his sister.
And I think that's the wisdom of the grandmother in this particular case. She is giving OP the sign that she needs to move on from this guy because he's clearly not going to choose OP. He's going to choose to defend his family. And I think that's a real shame, right? He should have been right there with OP and demanding that the sister return the ring, right?
Well, that said, he's the one who should have handled it. He should have been like, sister, give back the ring immediately, or we're going to file a report.
Not this, well, it's still in the family type of thing. It's like...
How would you feel if someone from OP's family took your stuff, Mark? You probably wouldn't be very happy.
So yeah, I don't think that OP's in the wrong here, and I think it's just a tragic situation that her sapphire got chipped like this. How horrible, how horrible. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Tragi says, your grandmother said, wear this ring only if you're choosing someone who protects what matters. Mark does not sound like he fits that criteria. And Opie replies, yeah, that line has been replaying in my head a lot since this happened. It's hard to see someone as a lifelong partner when the big first test of protecting something that matters to me was treated like an overreaction. So at least OP seems to see and recognize that. Alright folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
What did the insect teacher say to their pupil?
Oh, is it the pupil, like pupa type of thing? You're my pupa. I don't know.
Please answer the question.
Oh, I
And
see. I kind of went completely in the wrong direction with that one.
as per Brian, it is Be the Lord of the Ants Day.
Ah, be the lord of the ants. Go find yourself an ant hill and bestow upon them some kind of crumbs so that they can look up at you and think that you are a really awesome person.
And it's also Black Cat Appreciation Day and National Thrift Shop Day.
Oh, a lot of great holidays. So, yeah. Black cats aren't unlucky. They're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Earl Grey. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Special Sunday, folks. I hope your Sunday is off to a special start. And you know what makes it special? You do, and Amber does too.
And Brian does too.
Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on keeping your hands off of other people's property.
Just don't take people's stuff. Especially if they tell you not to. But like in general, if you don't have permission, don't take it.
Yeah. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.